Welcome to the Summer Thunder Podcast, the Pagan podcast that gives the devil his due. Hi, in this episode, I just wanted to give you a little idea of the kind of pagan that I am. Probably the first thing to say would be that I'm a polytheist. I believe in the independent existence of the gods and spirits as actual beings that we can relate to. I don't think in terms of an overarching power that I appeal to, or a one and only creator god or goddess, or a primary creator god or goddess, or things like that. I'm a polytheist, and that's how I've been for a long time. Another thing to say would be that I'm a witch. I do draw upon the inspiration of the lore that we have about witches, and indeed the mythology that we have about witches. Now, I know that the history of witchcraft is, in terms of actual verifiable evidence, is quite sparse, but it's what inspires me, and I feel that there is really something behind it, and I have come to that conviction over many years. And included in that is a sense of the Sabbath and of the place of the devil. Now, on that subject, I could come on to the third characteristic of my paganism, which is that, for me, the horned god of the witches is, in fact, also the devil. And I think that's really important. You can't actually get rid of the devil. You can't actually remove the devil from witchcraft without losing the essence of witchcraft, as far as I'm concerned. This is quite a complicated subject, or a complex subject, to explain to other people. But the fact is, I really believe that the horned god has to retain his devil aspect. Otherwise, we end up with a kind of Christianized form of witchcraft and a Christianized form of neo-paganism. Also, here I'd say that the demons are a revered class of being for me. I hold them in high esteem, and I regard them with considerable respect and affection. I do, in fact, look to a pre-Christian past and to pre-Christian spirituality where I can. Obviously, we're a long way away from that past now, and we have the entire gulf of the Christian era to actually get through in order to reach it, which is one of the reasons why I do feel that the devil is an important manifestation of our own past through all of these times. But whatever we can learn of the pre-Christian past and of pre-Christian spirituality is important, I feel, and I think can really help us to overcome the Christianization of our spirituality and of our culture and of many of our beliefs and our morality. And all of these things are important, I feel. Now, I'm not a reconstructionist in the purest sense. I'll probably never be a purist anything, in fact. It's just not what I am. But I do feel that understanding and learning from the pre-Christian past is very important in us actually overcoming the influence of monotheism, which I consider to be an anti-spiritual force in our world. It is important for us to become free of the influence of Christianity and monotheism. And lastly, I'd probably say that, well, I'm a spiritist. I actually believe that relationship with the spirits and the spirit world is a very, very important part of magic, and also a very important part of religion for me. I actually consider that spirituality is most essentially relationship to the spirits. And I think it's more that than it is a question of morality or any of the things that we tend to view spirituality as being about in a modern sense. Because these things can all be dealt with in different ways. But for me, spirituality is most essentially relationship to the spirits. Now, on the question of modernity, I would say that modernity is one of our great problems, and postmodernity especially is one of our great problems. I think this manifests in our societies, and I think it is something which we should not allow to infect our religions as pagans. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope this podcast has been of interest to you, and speak soon.